Hey guys, how we going today? It's Wednesday. Thought we'd do some cooking, and it's really Wednesday. As of late, I haven't had an opportunity to shoot my videos early, so we're really doing this old school on the fly like we used to on a Wednesday night for dinner, cooking something new, which is kind of awesome. Yeah, it's currently pouring down rain right now, although it's not hitting us nearly as hard as it has for some. And if you've been part of all the recent just natural disasters recently, my heart and prayers go out to you, hands down. The last few years have been rough for everybody, and I have my thoughts and opinions, but that's for another day, different video. And that and some of it just can't be helped. But anyhow, I digress. Tonight we are going to make a cheesy jalapeno chicken. It's a one skillet meal. It's quick and easy. Although to read it seemed like there was a lot of moving parts, but after looking at the ingredients, it's not too horrible. I think we can bang this out in about 30 minutes. You know, hopefully the video will go not quite that long, but we'll see. You never know. I mean, my videos run anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, depending on what it is. But it's an easy meal. It's got a Mexican Southwestern feel to it, you know, and I think we'll enjoy it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, thumbs down, yeah. Notification bell right next to the subscribe box, and I hope you do that. You know, any of those at any rate. And what that does is it helps get us out in the community, helps us grow the channel, right? You know, makes our neighborhood bigger. If you are new, this is your first video, I hope you get something out of this video. Check out some of my other videos. They're fairly entertaining, I think, and there's a few people that think so. They watch them. Yeah, but that being said, or if you'd like, check us out on Facebook, Mr. Smith's Kitchen Facebook group. Free to join. Doesn't cost nothing. Don't even have to answer any questions. All you gotta do is join, which is pretty awesome. And we do all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's different recipes for baking, dinners. If you have questions or things like that, feel free to ask them. I'm sure somebody will get back to you, including me or Chris. Either way, but it'll be fun. So anyhow, let's get down here to the counter. We're going to start making this cheesy jalapeno chicken meal, and I think we're going to have fun with it. I like all the ingredients, that's for sure. So anyhow, let me get you down there. Hold on for me 1 second. Here at the counter, got our handy dandy recipe here. For the cheesy jalapeno chicken, and I don't for the life of me remember what website I got this off of. I did make a couple adjustments on it because there was one thing I didn't have. I'm using an extra breast, but anyhow, pretty much the exact same recipe, but I'll leave it like right here somewhere on the screen, and that way you can check them out. I don't know much about their website. I just know I found this recipe and it looked amazing. So first thing we need to do is I'm going to take a small bowl. We got a small bowl. I'll switch spots with the recipe, and we are going to add some ingredients to this. We are going to put in all our spices. So we've got 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of, it just says oregano. I'm using Mexican oregano. There is a distinct difference between a standard Italian oregano and a Mexican oregano. Way more flavor, wholly different flavor. A half a teaspoon of ground cumin, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon, and this is a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of ancho chili powder. I really like ancho chilies. At least the sauce, and I really like this powder. So we're gonna put that in our little bowl here and just get it mixed up. Probably didn't need even quite this big a bowl, but I want to get these all mixed up real quick. Grab the whisk. Could use a fork, I suppose. Just like such. And then we're gonna set that to the side right quick, or as to the side as we can be. In this bigger bowl, in my large bowl, I have 4 chicken breasts. The original recipe called for 3, but I'm feeding more than just 4 people. And what we did was I took my my meat mallet and I got them down to a 1/2 inch. You know, I beat them to a 1/2 inch and got them a little tenderized, and then I cut them in half. I mean, I know there looks like a lot more chicken in there, but it's just 4 slices cut in half. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this seasoning, put it on there, and I'm going to grab some gloves because I really don't want to stick my hands in the chicken and play around. I know, call me a wimp, but it just doesn't sound fun at the moment. And we're just going to make sure we get this all over our chicken, like such. Okay, we got her all rubbed in, looking pretty. No piece left untouched. So the next thing we're going to do, I've got a 1/2 cup of flour here. Well, I've got a little bit more, but a 1/2 cup of flour. And you'll need enough just to coat these, right? We'll get them a good coat. And then I'm just going to set them, I got a plate over here off camera. And I'm just going to set them on. We're just going to set them there for a minute. And then we'll move on to the next step, which is going to be to heat the oil up in the pan. Now you're asking yourself, why didn't I start heating the oil up already? Well, because I want this flour to sit and become one with the chicken, so to speak. You know, it's going to adhere to that moisture, and it'll stick better to the chicken. So let me get the rest of these done up, and we'll talk about what we got to do to heat up this pan. Okay, so we got our skillet warming up, and I'm going to do this chicken in 2 batches. But before we do the chicken, this recipe called for something really neat that I had never heard of. Or heard done. But I took a lemon and I sliced it up, just all willy-nilly like. And we're going to throw this in here, and we're basically going to cook the limes. I'm sorry, yeah, not lemons, limes. And we're basically just going to cook these limes about a couple minutes on each side, give them a char. What we're doing is we're actually putting that flavor into the pan. It's like the first layer of flavor that's going to go into this. And she said that it adds just a ton of flavor to the dish. Sorry, I had to go get my tongs. But we're basically going to blacken them. And I can tell you, it smells amazing. I don't even know how to describe. I mean, it smells like lime, but it doesn't smell like lime. It's weird. But anyhow, so I'm going to let these cook a couple minutes on each side until they're charred on both sides, is what she said. And then we can move on to cooking the chicken after that. Okay, we've got our limes charred, and my kitchen now smells amazing. That is what a charred lime looks like. That's a couple minutes on each side. We'll go ahead and get these out of here. Get the rest of the juice out, because why not? And then we are going to take, I have got 3.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil right here. We are going to take 2.5 tablespoons of that, is what it says in the recipe. And a little more in there. Yep, there we are. And we're going to start doing our chicken. Now, if your chicken fits in your pan, if you've got a big enough pan, you can get it all in there. Just don't crowd it. But we're going to go ahead and get our chicken in here, and we're going to cook this on each side for about 3 or 4 minutes. And like I said, you don't want to crowd the pan by any means. And if you have to, do it in batches, which we're doing ours in batches. Okay, so we are taking our last bit of chicken off, cooked them for about 3 minutes on each side. Our end game is to make sure they're 165 degrees. But we got, or cooked all the way through, no longer pink in the center. Now, we have 2 more chances to get that done, because we're going to put them back on the pan for a little bit here in a minute, but we're also going to put them in the oven for a brief time too, on the broil. So right now is when we want to set our broil in our oven, right? And if you don't know what the broiler is, it's the top heating element. In our pan, while we got it nice and blazing hot, that remaining tablespoon of oil, boom, in there. The crack, snap, and pop is normal. to that, we are going to add 2 jalapenos that I have chopped up, sliced up, turned into strips, whatever, however you want to do it. And if you don't like jalapenos, I bet you could even use like a banana pepper, a less, invasive pepper. And then I've got 3 cloves of garlic done up, and we're going to put those in there. And I am going to start dropping stuff everywhere. But I want to get these, I want to kind of keep these moving, right? We don't want the garlic to burn. And then, blah, 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 medium high heat. Sorry, I'm reading the directions. And the last thing we need to add to this is our corn. I've got 2 cups of frozen corn. You can also use fresh corn. My frozen corn is thawed. And what we're looking to do is brown this corn. Anyway, turn that down a little bit, though. I think I got it just a little too hot. So let me get this corn browned, and then we will move on. We just want it to be golden, you know, nice color to it. No different than we did with the limes. Okay, so we got our corn is starting to brown. It's nice and golden in color. Well, I mean, it was already golden, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to turn that down just a hair bit more. Cast iron gets powerfully hot. And we're going to put our chicken back in here on top of this, right? Just like such. We got our chicken in there, so now we got to add, I'm using a half a cup of chicken broth. The original recipe called for water. And then it also calls for 3 tablespoons of lime juice. So with this recipe, you would almost have to like lime. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that go until most of the juices kind of dissipate, right? And I'm going to sit here and adjust the chicken to get it all right in the pan. All right, so most of our liquid has dissipated or evaporated. It's allowed it to soak that lemon juice or that lime juice and the chicken broth into everything. So we'll go ahead and we're going to turn our stovetop off. There's no need to have it on anymore. And now I've got 2-ish cups of cheese. It might be leaning a little more towards 3, but I can't guarantee it. And this is a Mexican blend cheese. Use whatever cheese you like and have available. She just had mentioned this on her recipe, and I thought, you know what, that'd be good. And so I went out and I actually bought shredded cheese. I don't do that very often. But under normal circumstances, this would be Colby Jack, you know, or a pepper jack, or a combination of the 2, or Monterey Jack and a combination of the 3. It just really varies. But we're just going to sprinkle this on top. Now remember, we have our broiler on in our oven. So, and if you've never used a broiler before, pay attention. You can go from melted and golden brown to melted and charred black in an instant. So what we're going to do now is get our, because I forgot to do it earlier, and get my rack, the oven rack up on the top third of the oven. You want your rack up in the upper elements of the oven. And we're going to take our pan, stick it in the oven. I'll take my silicone handle off. We're going to put that in there for about 2-3 minutes, but I'm just going to keep an eye on it and watch it to see how it goes. So when I come back, we'll take a look at it and talk about what we got to do before we eat it. All right? Hold on for me 1 second. All right, so we are to golden brown and bubbly with the broiler, just like such. And I'm here to tell you what, this smells just toxic. It smells so good. It's so inviting. So next thing we got to do is turn our oven off so we don't burn down the house, right? But we got to let that bad boy just cool off a little bit. Nobody wants to melt their face off, right? So we need to let this sit for about 10 minutes and just settle down. I mean, I'm sure you saw it's bubbling all the way around. Things are getting crazy. We needed time to settle, let all those flavors mingle a little at a normal pace. And then after that, all we have left to do is, I've got some fresh chopped cilantro right there. We can throw that on top for garnish. We'll set our plate and try some. All right, I'll be back in just 1 second. We have let it settle now for probably a good 10 minutes at least. And it's not bubbling it anymore at any rate. So we'll go ahead and get one of these pieces of chicken out of here. Just like such. Oh, I'm here to tell you what, that just looks and smells amazing. My stomach is going nuts right now. Hey, I'm hungry, which helps. But all the same, oh, beautiful. Got that. And we're gonna throw some beans on the side there. Rice. All right. I'm here to tell you, if that doesn't make your mouth water, nothing will. So let's go ahead and we're gonna cut us a piece. Yeah, I mean that cheese is so cheesy. Yeah, now we got us a piece cut. Hop up here so I can talk to you about it while I eat it. Hold on for me one second. Sorry, Chris is currently decorating cookies for a customer, and it's pretty awesome. While I sit here and stuff my face with what I believe is going to be one of the most delicious pieces of chicken I've had in a while. So let's try it out and see how it goes. Holy cow. The lime, the jalapeno, I think the addition of the chicken broth, and that charred taste. Holy cow. That is like a complexity of flavors like no other. Yeah. Wow. That is so good. I mean, so good. I don't even know if it needs the cheese. I mean, really. And you would think, with it having 2 giant jalapenos in there, that would be spicy. But it's not. Not at all. It just, oh, wow, that is good. It really tastes like summertime. You know, in spring, it's refreshing. That lime makes it so refreshing. It's unreal. And there's nothing unhealthy in this. I mean, it's spices. It's a chicken breast, which that's a really healthy protein for you. But cheese is probably the only truly unhealthy part of that. That's off the hook. Give this a try for sure. Let me know if you do. Leave it down in the comments. This took all of maybe 20 minutes to make, 30 tops. Great weeknight meal. You know, I did up the rice and the refried beans while we were doing all of this off camera. So, I mean, literally, we've got a good solid meal in under 30 minutes. This is something you need to try. And like I said, let me know if you do. You won't go wrong with this. And your family and friends, if you make this for them, they're going to be like, whoa, dude, this is crazy good. You're amazing. So definitely, let me know if you try this. Tomorrow, I still have no clues what we're going to bake, but I'm sure there's going to be something amazing. I just haven't decided yet, and it's not that I haven't been looking, just haven't decided yet. So I still don't know, but that's all right. We're going to bake something all the same, and maybe I'll show off these cookies Chris is making. Yeah, till then, till tomorrow for dessert, I love you. Love you very much. Mean that, all my heart. Tell somebody else you love them. You love them very much. It's going to make them feel a whole lot better. It's going to make you feel better to tell them. And if you make them some of this cheesy jalapeno chicken, that's going to be a conversation and a half, and they're going to taste the love in every bite. So till tomorrow for dessert, I love you. I'll see you then. Talk to you later. All right. Bye.